Hi, welcome back to this Thursday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. Just a little bit more on the Obamacare rollout before we shift to the shutdown. Again, the rollout is just simply not working, and the spin is not working. Everybody's talking about, oh, this is wonderful, how much demand there is. This just shows how much pent-up demand there is. Today, the Obamacare website is like somewhere between 400 and 500 on the list of most frequently visited websites. Perez Hilton has more traffic than healthcare.gov. So there's this initial surge, and then people are realizing this is a waste of time. I'm going to sit here for a week and still not be able to get insurance. And don't forget, this thing is so badly designed, you have got to establish an account before you can even browse, which is not like any other online market. You go to Amazon.com, you can browse all over the place. And then if you want to buy something, then you go to your account. If you've already got one established, you activate your account, you put it in you go to checkout and you buy the thing. But you don't have to establish an account with a credit card number and all that in order to shop. But you've got to establish an account and give the government all kinds of private, financial, and personal information before you can even browse. And then we saw just yesterday that government agencies, law enforcement agencies, are going to have access to this information. Kentucky's got a big warning on there. Look, you have no expectation of privacy on this website. It's a big, giant warning. This information you're putting down here, your social security number, your private medical information, your IRS information, this is not private information. Anybody in government can see this. They've got that warning plastered right on their website. And then we discovered that information can be accessed by law enforcement agencies. So it's just a complete, absolute, catastrophic failure. Only 7% of the American people believe that this rollout has gone well. Most people think it is a total, absolute flop. And support for Obamacare now is down to 28% among the American people. So 634 million, lots of, it's not even glitch. It'd be too kind to call this thing a glitch. It's an absolute abysmal failure. We read a story here from freebeacon.com. 800,000 people in New Jersey, including 50,000 senior citizens, are going to lose their insurance as of January 1 because the plan that they're on is illegal. It will be illegal as of January 1 because it doesn't have enough bells and whistles and mandated coverages in it. So the thing has been a total, absolute, utter catastrophe on rollout, and that's where the thing is headed. Now, let me shift to the shutdown, and then we'll take some calls here in just a couple minutes. 888-589-8840. But just to finish up on kind of this business about this dismal rollout of Obamacare, it's almost biblical what is happening here. The Proverbs have all these verses about people falling into the pit that they dug for other people. The image there is somebody is digging one of those holes in the ground that's concealed so you don't see it, you step in it, you fall into it, you're trapped. And that's what Obama has done with Obamacare, this big, giant pit designed to trap all 315 million Americans at the bottom of this hole. And now it looks like he is falling into the pit that he has dug for America, something almost biblical here. And I believe this catastrophic meltdown, this is Hiroshima for healthcare. That's what this is. It's that catastrophic. People are underestimating the epicness of what we are witnessing here. And so I think here's the irony. I believe President Obama is going to go down in history as the man who saved America from Obamacare through his sheer incompetence and ineptitude. This is going to be the signature accomplishment of his second term, protecting America from the ravages of Obamacare by destroying it through his own utter incompetence. So President Obama is managing to do all by himself what the Republicans have been trying to do since 2009, and that's to bring Obamacare to a screeching halt. He has done it all by himself with no assistance whatsoever from the Republicans. Now, I think his effort to socialize health care, it's my personal opinion, this is going to go down in history as the most inept political move in the history of politics. You know, the Washington Post had a story out there that the best they can determine the total number of people in America, the total number of people in America that have actually gotten insurance through Obamacare is in single digits. That means less than 10 from what they know. I mean, maybe it's more than that. We heard about 5 in Iowa. Haven't heard about anybody else in any other cities that actually got insurance, not just established accounts, but actually bought some insurance. So, the reality is that President Obama is denying more Americans health insurance than the Republicans, than greedy health insurance companies or greedy hospitals combined. He is single-handedly denying millions and millions and millions of Americans access to affordable health insurance. So it's Barack Obama that's doing this. It's Barack Obama and his $634 million website that are denying health insurance to the American people. Let's grab a quick soundbite if we can, Rob. Let's grab clip number 5 before we go to the phones, 888-589-8840. We're shifting topics here to the shutdown. Remember this whole business about the death benefits being denied. We now know that the White House knew about this on September 27. The White House knew on September 27. Remember, the shutdown didn't happen until October 1, so 4 days before the shutdown, the White House was told, all of America was told. From the podium in the White House press briefing room, they were told, along with America, that one of the things that we don't think we're going to be able to do is to pay death gratuity benefits for those who die in combat. So here's yesterday, Ed Henry, Fox News, trying to press Jay Carney on this, and realize as you listen to this exchange, we now know that the White House knew since at least September 27, 3 days before the shutdown happened. Let's listen.
Jay, when did the president learn specifically that the military death benefits would not be paid?
Again, Ed, for the third time.
Well, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and it was asked. I can tell you that when he did learn, he asked.
Yesterday?
Ed, I don't know specifically. I can tell you that when he learned that these benefits were not explicitly dealt with in the Pay Our Military Act, he was very disturbed, and he asked for the OMB and his lawyers to take action.
So why didn't he have that action taken before today, though?
You have to work out a process, unless you're willing to write the check, Ed. I mean, it takes some time. It takes some time to. And are you suggesting we don't, Ed?
I'm saying there are people who care about it who want to get it done quickly.
And it's getting done.
The president saying he's doing it today. Why won't you tell us what day he learned? Was it yesterday, the day before?
So, Ed Henry, can I get an answer out of Jay Carney? Because he knew what the answer was. He knew this was not a surprise. President Obama trying to pretend, hey, I just found out about it today. I found out about it the same way you did on the news. Like he's totally incompetent, totally inept, has no idea what's going on in his own administration. And boy, when I found out, I got right after it. The truth is he has known since September 27. Here, what is today? October 10. He's known this for 13 days. And now he's going to get busy about doing something about it. All right, let's go to the phones, 888-589-8840. Let's go to David in Richmond, Virginia. David, welcome to Focal Point. What's on your mind?
Hello, Brian. Thank you for your work and your popularity. AFR's, the station in general is growing in the Richmond metro area. I know
Great.
A lot of people who are starting to tune in.
Fantastic.
Okay, Brian, I wanted to ask you now, the 3 days, the truckers, the big truck drivers, I do that for a living myself, but I work for a company. And they're going to go up to the D.C. area up there, the 495 Beltway, the circles around D.C. metro area for 3 days. It's supposed to be 3,000 of them, and they're going to drive 55 miles an hour in a protest because there was a lady on Greta Van Susten's show. I don't know who she was or her name, Monday or Tuesday, and what they want is, she said, they want President Obama out of the office. And I wanted to ask you now, I would fully support anything that would do that to get Obama out of office, but I'm a trucker for a living myself. And the D.C. area, Los Angeles, California, and Atlanta, Georgia area are the three worst places for traffic anyway. That's going to absolutely be...
It'll completely tie that place up in knots if they do it. And as far as you know, are they doing it? I had read some stories that maybe the whole thing was kind of hype. As far as you understand, this is actually going to happen.
Well, I heard this morning that they're supposed to meet off of King's Dominion up in Doswell, Virginia.
Yeah, it's an amusement park. So what you're saying is apparently there is a plan. There's a place to start this convoy through D.C.
Yes,
I mean, and no, you're right. I mean, I haven't driven much in D.C. because it's a total nightmare. And the people that I've talked to that have driven to D.C. said, never again. I'm not going to do that. So I usually will fly in, and then I will take the metro, which is a pretty slick way to get around. But I wouldn't want to have to drive around in there. So if these truckers do that, they will tie that place up in absolute knots. They'll freeze that place up.
During rush hour and most of the day, for that matter, it's that way anyway. And I heard that if if anything goes wrong, the National Guard will have to be called. Now, look, I'm for what they want to do, but I don't know if that's a good idea to do it that way, because that is just, if you was to get out and say, Charlotte, North Carolina, that would be totally different. But up there, whoa.
Yeah. Well, and I thank you for the call, David. I appreciate that. And again, everybody's going to have their own way of looking at this. It's not really civil disobedience, because what they will be doing will be legal. They'll be driving on the roadways. So I can't see that they're actually breaking a law. But this, for them, this may be their Tea Party. And what this is, if this happens, and I'm assuming for the sake of argument it's going to happen, what it reveals is a level of frustration that the American people have with this administration right now, and just the way it is cobbing up virtually every sector of American life. And they just want to make their voice heard because they are so frustrated. They got to release a little bit of that energy in a way that they think is constructive, will get their point across.